WB, welcome back and good morning, everyone. It's Creative Redundancy back again, the one known as CR, like it says on your screen. And as you can tell, I have the blue one up on the screen this time around. Hopefully everyone's doing well. Let me just move this around randomly. Because I will also share something too while I'm here. So hopefully everyone's doing well. Just enter in some text on the side chat. And yep, my chat's working. Ever since that one time, I'm double checking that, and I'm assuming my chat's working. So hopefully everyone's doing well. Oh, it looks like I got some people dropping in soon here. So hopefully you folks are doing well out there. I know some people are starting some gardening. Let me actually, here, I'll actually turn on the camera. So hopefully everyone's ready. Yes, I purposely brought this in as a stage prop. I know some people are starting stuff like seeds already. I am gonna start, like, not today per se, but soon enough. Just waiting for this one little thing to happen first. You know, called melting. I gotta wait for that first to a certain degree. I kind of time it through. It's usually how I go about it. So that way, when I start to harden off some stuff, it's actually kind of more decent outside. And not so, like, today. Definitely like today. So hopefully everyone's doing well, like I said. And just because I have it nearby, I will show a bunch of branding, but yeah. Yeah. It's in my hands too. Because it just happens to be in my hands. It just happens to be in my hands. And it just happens to go with my channel icon right now. Just checking on some stuff today. Double checking some stuff while I'm at it. And this is why this is out right now for me. Because I'm checking on some stuff. Just making sure of a few things amongst some other things. And also, because I need to check up on some things and cycle some things around. Which includes what you just saw. I've been working on this thing, let's just say. I'll put these over here. I've been working on this thing for a little bit here. Something I just put together with, you know, just some scrap stuff that I had laying around. Things I had on hand, I should say. And there's not necessarily scrap stuff, but things I have on hand. So I set up a few things in advance. Amongst some other things. Because I know that one of the bigger things lately, even around here, people are talking about the fuel and such, right? Like, you know, the price jump at the pump, as they say, right? Like, today is Tuesday at the time of this recording. Shout out to the replay gang. Alright? Like, saw another 20-cent increase since the last time I actually like saw it, which was like late last week. You know, even the news has kind of mentioned it about out east in the GTA, in Toronto, amongst some other areas, right? It's not that much better out west when it comes to that kind of stuff right now. It doesn't look like it's gonna fall anytime soon. I know, I just happen to have that nearby. I just happen to have this nearby. Let's leave this on the screen for a moment here. Something I received as a gift a long time ago. I'm trying to remember when. No. I know this before 2020, so it's like at least 6-7 years old at least now. It's something I use. It's been very useful. Actually, I think I'll put it on right now. You know where you kind of fold it in half and then you put it over the top of your head and then you roll it back? So, my head's kind of cold right now. It's not the warmest outside right now. It's cloudy here today. I won't be getting much in the way of solar power, solar energy, or well, sunshine today. It's gonna be one of those days. Yes, one of those days. We're gonna see 4-letter words, maybe 2, unfortunately. I won't say it, but you know what I mean. Just like in their live stream that I did earlier last week. Over the weekend, too. So, like I said, I'm just getting some stuff ready. Checking up on some stuff. Actually, kind of physically looking at stuff. I'm not really doing inventory, but well, I guess I'm sort of doing it right now. But I mean, excuse me. I'm just adjusting it right now. Maybe perhaps one of these days I will show at least parts of it. I mean, you did see one part of it anyways. But eventually I won't be able to bottle it up anymore. I'll have to show you guys. And speaking of that kind of stuff, I've also been working on the content, guys, you folks. I'm just gonna turn off my camera for a moment here. Put my device here. I'll bring you guys along here. Let me just unplug my... because I have my well, actually technically not a tripod, but I have a phone stand out. Just gotta unhook it here. I've been working on some stuff here in advance. And I gotta get this one thing out here. Not get this one thing out, but I gotta repack it. Yes. And it's right in front of me. And yes, it is what you think it is. And yes, I randomly have that out in March right now. Because I had to use it. For real. For real. Let's go. Kind of fold it back up here. Get it ready here. A little bit more. Fold this back up. So it's ready to go for my next adventure. Hopefully I won't need it that soon. But then again, I didn't think I would need it in March, and here we are. Here we are. I'm just folding it nicely here. And store it back away again. Fold it nicely again here, more or less. And put it back to where it was. I'm not gonna fold it up right now. I'll have to put it away in a little bit here. So, one of the things I was kind of glad that I did over the weekend. I mean, I'll summarize it a little bit more, but back on, what? A few days ago. Well, a few nights ago, I should say. Because it's actually at night. Where I actually ran this kind of test. Just to get some data points on something I've been seeing, like I said. Something about late and runtime and all that stuff. Well, basically, I decided to try that out. See for myself. And have some more data points about it. I think I do have some data points about it now. Something about, oh, this is only going to last like 2 or 3 hours. I've seen a video about it. It was on screen. It was said, oh, it's a fully charged, blah, blah, blah. It's only going to last 2 or 3 hours. Well, I mean, it lasts 2 hours with power to spare. But, you know, that's because obviously I was doing it the most efficient way possible. So I tried it out. You know? Obviously, it's not gonna last all night, but at least have some data points on it. Kind of, at least have some data points about it and actually saw it for my own eyes, like literally, right? And see the light at the end of the tunnel, or in this case, a light source. More like it. Use that. So I can gauge how much time's available or how much power is available for it. And you're probably wondering, hey Sierra, what does that have to do with your icon that you have on that blue icon on your screen? Well, you know, there is one CR word and I can relate in right now. It's called current. You're like, current? What do you mean current? Current news, CR? No, I'm not just talking about that. Oh, you mean current like in power? No, not just that. I mean current as in like water. Water. And yeah, I said one. Because water, right now, should be on everyone's bucket list of things. By the way, yes. Just in case you haven't seen the ripples that are going around right now. I'm just not randomly put that on the screen. Put it. This is just some gray water. Make sure it gets used wisely. Important resource here. Put that down here. Because it's important, especially if you want coffee. Speaking of coffee, cheers. Oh yeah. That'll help get my morning started, that's for sure. I've only been up for the last, like, I don't know, hour, 15 minutes or so. It hasn't been that long. I forgot to set up the stream a little bit early. So the notification isn't that long, but it's all good. Right? So another thing I've been working on here is checking up on a few things here. I'll share the story in a little bit here once I get some more people dropping in and all that stuff. But in the meantime, I'm going to check up on a few items that I have here. Rearrange my organization part that I have here. That thing's laid out right now. It's part of the preparedness. Well, I gotta double check on things, right? And not assume things. And it's what I did the other night about running a runtime type of test. And not assuming either. And have, like I said, data points to go on. Right? Where I've seen it, right? You know? Like, I haven't ran a whole power run test that I did, similar to what I did the other night, but I may actually try it again, just to see. Maybe longer than the last runtime test, which I tried for 2 hours. Exactly 2 hours. You know? Exactly 2 hours. Like I went full, quarter after the hour that I was doing it, and because I ended the stream before I ended the test for the data point, so I actually ran the runtime test again for the additional half an hour and such, you know. Lost about 20% of the power during the use of it, so I'll still have to see if it translates, let's say 20-25%. I'm like, would that necessarily, 25, obviously 25% is 1/4. So out of 100%, 2 hours, 25%, would it translate over proportionally or equally, as in, would I get 8 hours out of that? Let's just say hypothetically 8 hours out of that, or at its highest runtime length, or more realistically, would it be 6, right? Maybe even 7, I don't know, right? Because I haven't ran a full, all the way through, right? You know, I've at least ran partial of it, right? At least know, oh, okay, it's kind of more, right? So I'm trying to, right? So if I really desperately have to run it for real, because I really need to, at least I'll have some data points and I can, you know, overestimate, not underball it, but overshoot it, kind of deal, and be let's, you know what I mean, and instead of underestimating it, the requirements for it, because technically, just like the water, just like that petrol gas, right? Those are consumables. And once you're out, you are out unless you can get more, resupply, or regather it together. I mean, technically food is a consumable too. Alright. So like I said, I'm just moving some stuff around. I'm checking up on a few things there. Actually, there's a couple things I want to check on anyways. I need to update this anyways while I'm doing this. Which also includes the organizational parts of it. So that is what I'm doing right now. Basically, I'm just using what I got first, aside from the consumables within it, the organizational parts of it. I'm just using what I got. Like, literally, I'm using what I got. Like, because I figured, why not? And besides, I think I'm having a light bulb moment. I don't have this. This is from someone else. I just took the box. I'm gonna reuse this. Or at least attempt to reuse it. We'll see. Maybe not specifically this one, but some other ones I have. Reorganize the organization parts a little bit better. Bring a few things out while I'm doing this. And see, am I still thinking the same way? Is this still current? And maybe check a few numbers. Right? Is it not add up? Right? And such. I have mentioned this to one person. They haven't seen it, but they know about it. So if they randomly show up, well, then maybe I'll explain it more. So I'm just checking on this right here. There's some reference I have. Just to double check. Like I have like things laid out right now. Boxes and such. It's part of the organizational parts of it. Alright. Get things ready here. And yes. Because I won't show the contents, but yeah, you can see I am actually doing it. Alright. The contents may change. Actually, I know the contents will constantly change because all the contents are consumables. All of them, every last one in here. So this is why I've decided to go through this. Well, not just go through this, but kind of organize it too. Because the boxes that I'm using, the containers, those CR words, that kind of CR word, I'm repurposing some of it to help me with this. Like, some of this... Yeah, clearly some of these... Yeah, some of the stuff I've had for a little bit. Yeah, but they just happen to fit inside. Like, very, very nicely. So I figured, well, you know what, why not? Let's see here. Feels like I'm like playing like metaphorically speaking like Tetris because I'm rearranging things. Alright. Insert theme music right there. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, dun, dun. Alright. I'm not done singing out, but you guys know that theme. Let's see here. Maybe I should rearrange it here. Yeah, maybe I should, actually. And even I'll pull the things out from the bottom here. And from the sides that I have. And just kind of take a look, maybe make an update on this. I haven't made a major update on this for a bit, but there is a few things that I'm considering. As I take a look here. As I take a look at it as a whole. The actual main container, the main compartment of this is something, something I'm repurposing. Someone kind of handed it to me. They're like, KCR, yeah, what up, man? Hey, since I got, like a new one, I won't be using this anymore. Would you like to use this this aka container. I'm just like, oh, because they called me, right, or whatever, right? So I'm like, yeah, sure, I could try, right? Because I didn't see it. And, it's gonna be in my hands, and I had to figure it out, right? But I'm like, yeah, but like, next time I see you or whatever, or you come over or whatever, I'll drop it off or something like that, right? So they did, and now I'm here doing a few little things and checking up on a few little things. And that's why I'm doing it. Seeing if I can make an update on this for what it is. Okay. Maybe I'll add a few more things into this. We'll see. Just going through it real quick here. Do it again one-handed too. I'm actually holding the phone while I'm speaking to my mic here. Making sure I can actually still close it here. Yeah, I think. As I rearrange it here. Like I said, I am actually rearranging this. See? It's on a different side now. But we'll see how it works. I won't know until I actually start using it, right? So I'm not gonna assume. I'm just gonna do and try it out myself and just use it. See what I have in here. See if I want to rearrange a few things like this. Use what I got for this. And such as like using a taller box that reaches closer to the top of the container. So I have a little bit more space. And that's why I'm actually doing this, like I said. Just juggling it around. Rearranging the positioning of things and just kind of taking a look here. Put that there. This box is over here. Get this out of the way. Gotta put that in there. Okay. And we'll see. We'll see if I actually gain more space or something like that. As like literally, I'm just putting stuff back in now. But I want to see if I can squeeze a little bit more efficiently, quote unquote, pack it. Like I said, this is nothing special. This is just something I already have. Just something I already have, and just making it more, I don't know, convenient, manageable, something along the lines of that. I guess we'll see how it turns out for me. It's not perfect. Well, I know it's not. It'll never be perfect, but it is a work in progress, and at least it's progress forward. Proactive progress at that. Like I said, as I rearrange a few things here. I guess that fits in there. Maybe I could squeeze in a few extra little things in here. I guess we'll see. Actually, that might be a good spot. Let's see. Just trying to see where I want to put this at the moment on this. Actually, speaking of put things, double check the numbers. And so, I got some time on this one still. Should I put this maybe here? Put that there. Hello, Huga. Hi, CD. How are you doing, my friend? Good. And it's still morning on the Eastern Eastern time zone, in Central. So, good morning to you. I guess I could still say that. How are you doing? It's nice to see you. I appreciate you dropping by, like always. Oh, right. Like I said, letting everyone see this randomly. Just because. I'm double checking on it too. Yeah, definitely double checking on it. Maybe I'll change the container that I'm using for it, but we'll see. No, I guess I don't need that one specifically. Just take a look and use what I got here. Use what I got here. Oh, maybe I can squeeze that in. Yeah, maybe. Of course. It's slightly too long. Ugh. I guess I'll make it work. Let's see, where should I put this? Maybe I'll trying to figure out how I want to organize this. I'm trying to think. I have an idea. Change a few things around here. Well, I guess it fits. I guess it fits that box very nicely. Let's see what else I can do. Let's see what else I can do with it here. See if I can fit something else in here instead. Like I said, I'm just rearranging some stuff, that's all, right now. See how much of it I can squeeze in here. Perhaps I can make some more space in here. That'd be nice. That'd be extremely nice right about now. I think I'm gonna have to take a look and see if I got something else to use here. Let's see what else I got some access to. I got some larger boxes hanging around. See if I can reuse some of it a little bit more, put it back into a useful state. I can always, quote unquote, reuse or recycle said cardboard box, but I'm repurposing it first. And that is what I'm doing. Especially since I have access to it right now. Actually, maybe that way might be better. Use this other box. Maybe it's about time. It's just one of those things that I won't know until I take a look, because like unless I start measuring, I wouldn't know absolutely until I try this. See if I can get a sub-organizer in here. I'm actually kind of glad this actually fits quite... Oh, yeah, it just fits very, very nicely. Alright, let's see what I can do with this. Maybe. Put this away here. Yeah, it's starting to come together, actually, I think. I think. Well, let's see. Of course that doesn't fit. Is that gonna fit in there? Yeah, it's too snug. I don't want to have to fight getting into this. Or if I gotta pull something out randomly. Like, I think that's one of the things that I've started to notice as I've been doing this a little bit longer and longer is that I've been trying to get that deployment thing down a little bit better. Alright, we're not fighting with said container of things. Hence the organizational parts of it, alright? Subdividing a few key areas, right? And doing what I can. Oh, nice. That fits nicely in there. It still gives me room. And I can still access it, right? Yeah. Well, that box isn't perfect. I'll have to do for now. Among some other boxes I have. Let's see. Should I put that over there? Maybe I'll just put it over here. I'll just put it over here, actually. Yeah. Try that. It's starting to come together here for me a little bit here. Since I'm doing some things like this, I figured I might as well maybe add to this while I'm at it. Well, I first have to organize it. There's something else I actually been considering for this lately is like making some not organizational adjustments, but not just organizational adjustments, but actual physical or structural improvements. Maybe add some more functionality in. There's this one spot on this, but we'll work the organizational parts first. I wonder if I could squeeze something in there. A container in there to use. Will it fit? I guess it fits. It's just a little snug. I think I can make it go. Put some things into this. I'm trying to remember to use the vertical space as much as possible. The vertical space as much as possible. Like, overall, the whole container itself is not that big, right? It's not that big, but at least I can use it. Just trying to see how I want to approach this. Here. Guess I could put that in there. I guess it's coming together here. And I actually still have room in here. Still got room to add, to enhance. I'm gonna slide this container to the side. Yeah. Actually, I think I have a better spot. Yeah. Just put a little pull tabs. I'm trying to squeeze in something. I just have... Well, actually, it's a plastic bag, but I just have it sticking out at the top a little so I can pull it out. And I'm using this vertical column space on it. because I can't squeeze anything else in there in that specific spot right now. Yeah, I guess it's coming together here. Maybe I can do something more. Oh, yeah. Yeah, maybe I can add that over here. Oh, yeah, okay. I can still access a few things. Unfortunately, this one item that I wish I could stand vertically won't fit vertically within the whole overall container. It's just like, you know, when you're trying to squeeze something into, like, let's say a bag or a pouch or anything, and it's just like quarter of an inch, like an eighth of an inch too big. It's just a little too long or just a little too big. Yeah, it's one of those things that I'm just like, oh, dang it. Hey, Sandy. Good morning. How are you doing? Cheers with some coffee. So like I said, I am working on this right now. I showed earlier just the container itself, kind of overall. Because like I said, the more important thing was the organization. Like I said, the contents will change. Actually, I know the contents will change because it's a work in progress. It's a work in progress right now. I'm terrific. Love my coffee. Yeah. Oh, that sounds like me. Not the terrific part, but maybe the love my coffee part. That is definitely me. Right? Straight up, Sandy. That's definitely me right now. But no, this is something I've actually mentioned to Uncle Al before. So he knows about this. He's never seen it though. And actually, you guys haven't seen it either. The contents. I've shown the skeleton of it. So yeah, let's see here. Hi! How are you doing, Howie? It's nice to see ya here. Now you guys have sprouted my interest. Now I guess I better. I guess I better like show this because you know Howie's here. Let me just bring it back over and show this like usual. Yes. Shake. Yeah. Figure might as well. I know how much Howie likes to see that. So, I know that's important. If I get my phone back in while I'm doing this. I think I need to change the container that I have these seeds in. Perhaps soon enough. Yeah, because he knows. He knows. He just has to look at it and he can identify it. How he would be the person you want, like, helping you forage. Definitely. That's definitely true. That's the kind of person you want helping you forage. Right? You know, like, honestly, like, not everyone knows what everyone else has in their own area, right? But, I mean, I'm assuming how it would be like, this is that, by the way. Here, I think this is that. Alright. Yeah. Yeah? Oh, yeah. Sandy knows what I mean about that. She definitely knows about that. Like I said, I'm just reorganizing something here. Amongst some other things I have. I'm picking up on a few things here. Adding a few extra little things in, as they say, right? See what I can get out of this. Actually, maybe I'll put it over here. I'm trying to squeeze in. Actually, I think I can add in one more. I got some time on some of this stuff. put it over here. Oh, yeah. Nice. It fits the box that I put it in nicely. Like, literally, like, it just fits just the ones I have. It's just like, there's not even space to put my slide something else in there. I was gonna say something else. I was gonna say it another way, but that may be misunderstood by some people. I will also say that I think I'm gonna make this a little bit sweeter. Like, literally. Just because I can. With 2 E's. Just because I can. I guess that slides down on the side. I guess. Ooh, wild berries. Ooh. Oh yeah, nice. Nice, Howie. I think I need one more box here. Need one more box here. Hold on, I'm just gonna put my device back on my stand here. Just gotta attach it. I was not use the CR word, but that might be misunderstood too. Let's see here. Tilt it down just a bit here. Turn my camera back on here. Actually, there's one thing I have to hold on. I need to make sure my device is actually charging. Yeah, it's charging. I guess I can bring up the brightness here. My son. Here, I'll turn the camera back on here. Grazing, hey? Maybe I should graze by the food or the pantry or whatever along the lines of that. Good. It's kind of persuading me here. Just a tad here. Just a tad here. Like I said, I'm just reorganizing something. I guess it's better. I'll see if I can add some more stuff into it. Just taking a look at what I got. See if I can just add it in right away. Since I have these extra boxes laying around that I've been using for organization or sub-organization, like I'm not gonna show you guys the contents, but alright, something like this. Alright, like that. Among some other things, right? Yeah, this kind of thing. I'm organizing it right now. And it's and apparently I have something that has chai in it. CHAI. Apparently. Maybe I should double check on that while I'm at it. Because some of these boxes that I have that I'm using, I didn't have access to because they were already in use from something else. But since I reorganized something else, I pulled some of the boxes I wasn't using. I can use them for somewhere else. Like I said, these boxes I have, which I'm not gonna really show because there's a lot of branding on it, but let's just say I'm making sure that I'm getting the most out of it. Because these were already technically paid for, right? For the, let's say, the food or whatever it came in, right? I'm just repurposing it, giving it a little bit more of a lifespan. Like I said earlier, I can quote unquote you reuse, recycle this, but I'm gonna repurpose them first. Right? You know? I mean, even the acorns and stuff, right? I mean, since I just happen to have one nearby, stuff counts as a container, right? I haven't used these as a container much, but I mean, like, I know people reuse this stuff, or I should say, more likely, more repurpose it, right? They'll put the dryer lint in there and stuff like that, right? Something like that. I know people do that. I know that's possible. I think I made one or two before, but yeah, that too. Yeah. Something I've heard about too, Howie. I know. At this rate, I might have to eat on camera because you guys are making me hungry. But then again, like, that's something I don't hide. That's something I don't hide. I don't hide my cravings for food. I definitely don't. I make it very, very clear. With a bunch of CRs in there. So I'm rearranging a few things. Which includes coffee, by the way. Yes. I'm actually rearranging some coffee while I'm doing this too. That's another little things. Yeah, I almost forgot about this. Yeah, so yeah, like I said. It's nothing special in what I'm doing, but you know, you could spell the rest. I'll just put that right there. CR is yeah, okay. It's all good, Howie. It's all good. It's all good, man. Do what you gotta do, right? You gotta keep going. As much as possible. Oh, by the way, Howie, since it wasn't over the previous weekend, but the one previously before that. Remember what? Oh, I said I was gathering. Oh, I still am. Very slowly. Very slowly. Very slowly. So, the reason why I also have this version of the icon up is I'm trying to make that bigger. Let's not expand that out on screen. You know what's funny? I meant to touch the screen. I'm touching the table. Like, oh yeah, because this table's touchscreen. I'm like, oh wait, I gotta touch the screen. But one of my friends said to me, they're like, hey, Sierra, yeah, what's up, man? It's like, I gotta double check the amount, but they said they acquired, probably purchased, some water. And that's why I have this icon up right here, right? My more beautiful water icon, right? So, like, they were saying, because they're concerned, I'm just gonna use the other word, but I'll use the word concerned because it's got Sierra in it. They were concerned about some water restrictions for example, right? Because a few years back, out west there, one of the major areas had some water restrictions, and I've mentioned. I don't know if I specifically mentioned it on my channel, but I have mentioned it through Shadow Scout Sweet over on his stream, on his Saturday stream. I think I mentioned it, right? So they were concerned that it may arise to a certain degree, right? So they have some buffer zone of some water, right? And also, we all know water is important. I mean, even right now, right? Like that coffee that we're drinking has water in it, right? Or it's, also it's got caffeine and all that other stuff, and right? But, you still need some water if you want to, quote unquote, drink it, right? Consume it as a liquid, right? I mean, I got my coffee. Okay, my mug's kind of like, yeah, don't mind the mess in my mug, but yeah, you know what I mean? So, yeah. So they were concerned about it, so I was like, I mean, I'm kind of paraphrasing here, but they're like, hey, CR, yeah, I got this much, right? I'll have to talk to them again. I'm supposed to talk to them later today, so I need to ask them again. Just to make sure I heard everything correctly. As I try to open something here. And of course, those fresh berries also have water in there, right? Technically, right? Technically, fruit does have water in it, right? Some have more, some have less, but generally, most fruit has, well, actually, yeah, right? Most fruits and vegetables have liquid of some sort, right? As I try to, my gosh, I really sealed this stuff really, really well. Maybe a little too well, because I'm trying to break open this packaging without ripping it open. So I can actually, oh my gosh, I really did seal this really well, didn't I? Well, I guess on the bright side, at least I know it's not wet on the inside. Because I sealed it so well. They were talking about this, and like I said, I still have to talk to them about this a little bit more, but later today, probably, but they're like, they were saying, hey, CR, maybe you should consider it too. I was like, yes, I have been considering it for quite a bit of time now, right? Like even earlier today, and this is why I'm doing some rearranging of a few things. I actually was double checking on my current volume of it. I'll use the word volume. That sounds better than another word, but my current volume of it, right? So I was just like, maybe I should stock on it a little bit more. Since it is a consumable, right? In time, it goes down. In time, it goes down. I think I mentioned to them, try to rotate it, keep a rotation of it, right? Like, they don't like to do inventory, right? Not as much as maybe I do at times. I'm not saying I do super awesome inventory, but I don't mind rearranging and organizing a few things. Yes, I'm actually rearranging something for this container right here. Just some extra stuff. Just kind of looking at some boxes I have just to see if I can use any of them. Specifically for this reason. As I rearrange a few things. Actually, I'm gonna actually Oh yeah, that'll actually be pretty good. Oh yeah. And I can put this over here. Yeah, nice. Put that there. Oh, doesn't fit. Oh, barely fits. Oh wait, nice. I found room for it. Nice. But like, I told them to. I shouldn't say I told them to, but I suggested that I'll have to talk to them too, but I suggested that about the rotation, right? And stuff like that. Later today, I'll probably talk to them again. We'll see how much they want to talk about it, but something about, not just the inventory, but the cycling of it, right? The rotation of it, yes, rotation. Because it's one thing to have stuff, but to maintain it, right? Maintain, quote-unquote, freshness, viability of said resource, right? I'm specifically talking about water, but obviously that applies to food too, right? And rotate it and maintain some sort of system, right? Some sort of system to save you substantial time every moment. That kind of system, yes. That acronym, right? As much as possible. And apparently, I think I'm working in this air system right now. Oh, yeah. Nice. Yay! The sub-organizer is working. Yeah. Yay me. Actually, I just realized I should have subdivided these two things. Technically, they're different. And apparently, I have... Yeah. Single serving. One of those only. Apparently. Just double checking. Yes, I just happen to have this. I think what I need to do is find another thing to put them into. I mean, right now I've just been using things I have on hand. I think, yes. In terms of organization, I probably should sort them by type, right? By type, or by like items. So that is what I'm doing right now. Just kind of sorting this stuff by item type. And hopefully, gain somewhere with it. Hopefully. I guess I'll have to see. Put that to the side here. Put this, yeah, I guess. I'm actually thinking of having that chai. Howie. I'm actually thinking, you know what, maybe I'll just put it to the side. Yeah, screw it. I'll put it to the side, I'll consume it later. Or when the time I'm not having coffee, for example. Alright, well, I guess I made this more organized. Just with stuff I have on hand. And I almost forgot I had that chai. I was like, oh yeah, I forgot I had one more serving of it. So I figured I'm like, man, now seems like a better time. Now seems like definitely a better time than any. So I'll put this everything back here that I have. Check on some other things that I have there. I definitely gotta check. Yeah, I definitely gotta double check some of this stuff. Yeah. Yeah, it's like a box that doesn't have anything inside. Right? I think I was using this as like a subdivider for something. Put it in my box. My box of boxes that I use for boxes to help me think outside the box that's outside the box that's outside the room that's outside the... Yeah. So... So that's what it used to be in this box. Huh. Like I said, my box. Of boxes. Take care, Sandy. Thanks for dropping by. Oh, it's Jason. What up, man? Haven't seen you drop by in a long time. Tell Molly I said hi. Tell Molly I said hi. Tell her I said hi. I'm trying to make up a song, but I can't. I can't even make a nice like what's it called? Nice beat out of it. Yeah. Tell Molly said hi. And I don't have my harmonica nearby because it's in their room, so I can't play it. So just imagine me playing it and be like. Yeah. I almost forgot. Yeah. I gotta remember. Today's Tuesday. No, yeah. Yeah, today's Tuesday, right? Yeah. I was about to say, wait a second. Today's not Wednesday. Right? Today's Tuesday. And I'm pretty sure I'll see you later in the evening here. Pretty sure. I appreciate you taking the time, man. Yeah. In the nick of time, right? In the nick of time, dude, right? In the nick of time. This guy right here. Okay, alright. Well, I knew it was Wednesday. I thought you still had to do stuff during the day during Tuesday. I mean, I appreciate you dropping by, because, like, I know you're busy, dude, and all that stuff, so. Alright? That's why I don't, you know. Just like how you say something, you know, we're busy, people are busy, we got stuff to do too, right? You know, YT is one thing, right? And I appreciate people taking the time to drop by, especially that guy Nick, man. He's always here in the nick of time. Like, I'm not sure if he's a Saint Nick, but he's definitely a Nick. Okay, that was probably bad. That was like the worst. That was like the worst one I've said all day. Yeah. I appreciate you dropping by, though. And yes, I'll just randomly put that on the screen. Oh, wait. Let me flip that upside down. Right here. Oh, and not only that. Let me just squeeze that over. Let me just put that right there. I'll just put that right there. That seems like a good spot to put it. And yes, one of my previous live streams, technically I did show this, by the way. I've changed it. I've definitely changed it. I'm not even joking, because I actually, quote unquote, gutted the inner strands out. No, this is not type of parachute, type of cordage paracord, but yeah. I need some googly eyes to make, yeah. Yeah, I got you, man. Hey, maybe I can use this, like, hair, right? some dreads or something like that. I mean, that's clearly one thing I've never had. But yeah. I'll just leave this on screen too. I'll just stick this in on the stream too, right? Wouldn't have it any other way, right? So yeah. Like, in the last few days here, since I've had some time here to set a few things up, I've been working on some of the content, right? As a content creator. You're not gonna see it for a little bit, by the way, so like, if you remember, when you see it later in the year, you'll be like, oh yeah, see, I mentioned this back in March. Back probably when he still had snow. But some of this content I've been recording in the last few days, they're scheduled on the channel right now. Currently I have it scheduled for like late Q3. Yeah, late Q3. Maybe Q4 right now. Because this well, actually, we're already done. We're kind of basically done this Q1 of the calendar year. But this Q2, this quarter 2, alright, which is, let's see, April, May, June, right? Yeah, April, May, June. I don't have as much content because I'm hoping to fill in some of that content with some gardening, some outdoor things, right? So, like, I still left some spots open for some content, right? No, actually, let me correct myself. I do have scheduled well, obviously for the rest of this month, right? For this Friday's video. I also have scheduled videos for April right now. What I don't have is for May, June, July, August. However, I do have some content for Q3 right now. I've kind of set up in advance. Because it's not seasonally dependent and I can show it later, but I can record it in advance when I have more time. For example, like, not necessarily right now, but like yesterday, the day before, and such, right? So yeah. I don't know. I'm not sure. Yeah, okay, Howie. Slightly below seasonal. Slightly, Jason. Technically, like, the normal daytime high is supposed to be above freezing. No. I'd say within that 40 Fahrenheit range. 4 Celsius range, right? So it is technically supposed to be, I shouldn't say supposed to be, but normally, on average, above freezing during the day, yet below freezing at night. Hence, during March, and sometimes April, and apparently sometimes February, apparently now, the freeze and fall cycle, right? Because the average temperature is, you know, above freezing during the day, below freezing at night, alright? So, any standing water, any melt, or anything like that can refreeze overnight, right? So this is why sometimes I'll actually have to take the time to, like, push the standing water away, try to let it evaporate, or so it doesn't pool so much, alright? So I don't have that huge amount of standing water. It's just gonna freeze overnight anyways. And I don't want to step back outside in the morning, like right now, and be like, because it could still be below freezing during the early in the morning. Like, even right now, right? But technically right now it is slightly below average values. Let's see here. It feels like I missed something in there. Dang. Pass me some of that 70.1 Celsius. Jason. You know, can you spare a degree or two? I would appreciate that. You know? I feel I would appreciate that warm gesture. Literally, I would literally appreciate that warm gesture. You know, because right now, speak of gesture, I feel like I'm a jester because I have to like keep moving to stay warm. But enough clowning around. That was probably like the worst one yet I did. Let's see here. Let me grab my coffee here. It's on the side. Nick, you're not helping. Speak of autumn. Speak of autumn. Yeah. I showed this earlier, but I'm actually wearing this buff, so that's Gator. Right now. I kind of like this one. This was gifted to me, by the way, so I did not purchase this. This actually came from this. Well, I don't know where they got it, but this originally came from the southern hemisphere, by the way. Or was gifted from someone from the southern hemisphere. And no, I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure they're not a big. I don't know if they like pink. I don't think so, though. It's not that person, Jason, by the way. It's not that person, yeah. Wow. 7 days? That's probably gonna be quite a bit of footage, yeah. Wow, that's a lot of footage to scan through. Alright, that's a lot of footage scanned through. Probably for like, what, sometimes at times for a couple seconds of footage to use? I don't know, maybe they stood around, maybe something happened and it kind of happened for like a couple minutes, right? You know, not just like this kind of, it's like, right, where it just goes by so fast. It's like, well, never mind about that, that's so quick, alright? You might have to slow it down just to even get more, a couple, you know, it's just like, right? It just goes by so fast. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I imagine that'd be a lot, right? It's like even sometimes when I'm recording or whatever, right? I just like, since I'm recording in clips sometimes, like, I have to go for it. Oh, like, obviously it's not like 1,000, but, you know, let's just say even 20, right? 25, for example, 20 clips. You gotta go for it. I mean, they'll be in order, in chronological order, but you're trying to be like, well, I guess the difference is I'm recording the content, right? You have no idea what's there until you go take a look, right, Jason? Right? You have no idea what's gonna be there until you take a look. And also, you don't want to, like, be like, you don't want to overscan it where you, like, miss something cool or important or, you're like, hey, did I just see that? Alright? Or you're asking a second opinion. It's like, what does this look like? Did you just see that? Alright, that kind of thing. Yeah, I could imagine it taking you a long time for it. But then again, I guess when people or whatever go through surveillance or whatever, like, it takes some time. Because things have to be looked over, right? Not just glanced over, but looked over nicely with 2 eyes and an open mind. And maybe some ears too, right? Hey, well, yeah, because I imagine you would have sound too, right? So, like, sounds would be like, into, right? Yeah. Oh, I see. So you can't smack a rat yet, right? Oh, did I say that? Did I say that? Yeah. back in my pocket here. Oh, you know. Okay, I just remembered something. I'm not gonna. I won't say the show per se, because that's not as important. But I was watching this show, right? And I don't want to. I'll describe it to a certain degree. See, I'm not gonna name the show because just in case people watch it, I don't want to spoil it because it's like within part of the season that they run, right? But I originally started watching the pilot, right? I barely even got 5-10 minutes in, right? But like yesterday, I kind of was like reorganizing some stuff amongst some other things, and I was just like kind of binge watching for a little bit, right? But while I was doing some other things, right? And the reason I mentioned this is like this character on screen, like something happened. Like I don't want to describe it because I don't want to spoil it either, but just in case, right? But let's just say I saw them. I was looking at this. I was just like, they brought out this tool to use, right? I just like, no word of a lie. It actually felt like I was seeing a tool similar to this. I swear it. I was looking at it. I swear that is like I was just looking at it, just like it looks so similar to this, right? Very, very similar, right? Like I was just looking at it, right? I was just like, because the character was using it to help themselves out, right? I don't want to spoil it, but right, to help themselves out, right? Like I see, I don't want to spoil it, but anyways, but basically, it's because they actually had to use it, right? I was just looking at it, it's just like I don't know if like the average viewer would notice that, right? In a scene like that, but I was just like looking at it, I was just like, I swear that looks like, right? I know it's a multi-tool. I just like I could tell. I could just tell, right? I'm just looking at it. I was trying to figure out. I'm like, I was trying to figure out a brand or whatever, right? I was just looking at it. I'm like, is that, or is that one of those air brands, right? Maybe I'll go back and rewatch that episode. But I was just like looking at it. I'm like, because they were using it, right? The tools on it to help them out in that scene. I was just like, but the more important thing that I want to mention about that is that everyday carry, right? Because like within that scene, like literally it helped them out, right? They didn't have access to other things. Communication device, nope. They didn't have access to it. All right. Like I know it's a show, and obviously it's fiction. It's not nonfiction, but like in the real world, right? It's sometimes it's those tools that EDC, the things you have on you in your pockets, at hand, right? That's like right next to you, right? Such as this that can help you keep going. At least have options, right? Oh, that's cool, Jason. But I was just like looking at this. I was just like, I swear it looks very similar to my multi-tool. I mean, the one I have is an older model, but like they were showing a newer model. I mean, this show was like, I think, like it started back in 2024, 2025. I finally started watching it, right? And next thing I know, oh yeah, I'll just watch the pilot. The next thing I know, I'm like the pilot episode. The next thing I know, I'm watching episode 2, 3, 4, 5. I just like started binge watching a little bit, like. But I was specifically looking at certain little things within this show where, like I said, or maybe certain people, the bushcrafting community or whatever, would kind of be like, oh yeah, right. I think there was like some really interesting things, details, like I said, right? Because they were having issue. The character that was using it was having issues. Let's just say. I don't want to spoil it, but let's just say they were breaking some branches, some twigs to kind of mark their trail. Let's just say. I'll just say it like that, right? I'll just say it like that. Hey, thanks, Nick. But I was just like, you know, I kind of like that, right? Because, like, in the real world, right? That's what I would do, right? Hopefully a multi-tool would help me out, similar to what I have, right? Yeah, thanks, Nick. I've had this for a little bit. I have another one. I tend to use this a lot more. This is heavier than the other one I have. I wouldn't say necessarily abused it, but, like, I have used it for countless times, you know, for a lot of different things. Oh, by the way, this will make an appearance in another video, but you'll have to wait for that video. That video won't be out till, I think, Q3, late Q3 of the year, of the calendar year. So, yeah, when you see it again in the video, you'll be like, hey, wait a second, isn't that the one thing that CR showed in that stream, what he was talking about it? It's like back in March, and now it's, you know, XYZ day in Q3 of the calendar year. Yeah, remember that, by the way. Yeah, so, because that just reminded me that I had to use it for this during this video, which is even funnier because, you know, the funny thing is, I recorded the video before I watched the episode, right? So I just like a couple episodes before I start watching it, I was just like, yeah, I did actually record the video before I started watching it, so that's why it was in my mind, because I had it nearby, right? I actually have it on the table, right? I was just like, like I said, looking at it, just like, I don't usually rewind content at times, but I was just like, I had to see that again. I was just like, did I just see, is that, right? You know what I mean? Where the preparedness community, the survival community, the bushcrafting community might be like, would notice that slight little detail, right? Well, Nick, let's just say that's ringing in my ears. That rings something to mind. Without showing too much. Technically, I have shown this on camera. But yeah. You're talking about that. Or something similar, right? Or something similar to that. No. This is generally what I use, but sometimes the larger multi-tools, specifically the pliers, it depends. It depends what I'm doing. Alright? Especially if I'm planning something, or like expecting something, then I'm more likely to have that. Then I'll bring something like this, but sometimes I don't, right? It's just because this, like I said, this has more weight than some of my other tools, so it's not like that heavy, but it has got more weight, right? Like, it's just say you don't want to randomly drop it on your foot, because it'll definitely hurt, right? Versus some sort of SAK that's, if you drop it, it'll hurt, but it's not gonna hurt like if I drop this on my foot or whatever, right? Because it's got a lot more weight. It's definitely got a lot more weight on it. Aw. Wait. I need to stick something in here. Oh yeah. A wave. Hi, Molly. You can show her the screen. I'm just gonna keep doing this for a little bit. This would be what I call vigorously waving. I'm vigorously waving. Yeah, it's all about weight. Sorry. You'll have to wait until I stop, but vigorously waving. Okay. CR. Yes. Stop waving. Why? Because you're making everyone seasick with all the waves. I'll just stick that back in there. Sorry about the shake. Let's see what's the time. Yeah, okay. I think I'll go top the hour, 2-hour mark, we'll see. 1 or the other. Like I said, I'm supposed to be expecting a call later in the day. Well, earlier, not that late in the day, but a few hours from now, so I gotta make sure I get allocate some time for it, right? Amongst some other things, but I just wanted to jump on live and see what was everyone up to this morning. Chit chat, couple stories, amongst some other things, and yeah, I mean, and give this guy Nick some time here. Yeah, this guy right here, this guy on my screen that says, "Yep, it's all about in the weight." I'm trying to figure out what the 2567 means. 2567. Okay. I know some people just add the numbers in, but, or whatever, right? When they're creating it, but some people actually have numbers specifically for a reason, right? Specifically. Like, you don't gotta tell me, Nick, but that's all good. But yeah, I mean, I got some other things. Actually, speak of tools, technically, there is a video in the works. Oh, wait, it's not in the works because I recorded it. But, which involved, technically, tools. Technically. Nothing major, right? But technically. I just realized, I'm like, oh, technically I did record a few videos that have some tools in it, technically. Right? Those, like I said, those videos won't be out for a little bit. Because I have some other content I have to show first. Take care, Jason. Peace out. Virtual fist bump. Boom, boom. I already know he slid out. Because my number would drop, but yeah. I mean, because I was just looking at some stuff. I'm like, well, you know what? I need to do this anyways, and so I decided to record and bring you guys along for it. Oh yeah, he saw it. But like I said, that video won't be out for a little bit, probably Q3. I think I'm trying to remember. I think I have it. Well, I know. Well, it's not during this Q2. Is it? No, it'll probably be over the summer. Something like that. Maybe later. Maybe even before September. I'm trying to remember. I think I actually scheduled it for August right now. Yeah, I know. I'm already thinking about... Like, I already have content scheduled for August. Right. It's because, like I said, I have to reserve some time, some of those Friday dates. Those days of the week called Friday. Because the way I just said that just sounded so weird. Those Friday dates, like I'm socializing. No. Some of those days for some other content. Because, like I said, I cannot record the gardening of things if I haven't done it yet. I can't show you guys outside in a garden space when there's a bunch of white stuff on top, right? Like, I can look outside and see it, right? I have some bare spots, so I can't start any of that yet, right? Can't even show it, because it's not there yet, I haven't done it yet, right? So, like, this is why I have some content in advance, just in case, just in case I start, or continuously get this 404 error where, look up 404 error and you'll understand what I mean, but let's just say, where it says, CR, yes, spring isn't loading in your area, dude. Like I said before, right? Yeah, I'm still getting that 404 error for spring. I remember seeing it as like a Was it a meme? No, it wasn't a meme, but it was something similar, right? I was just like, I gotta use that randomly. I thought that was so funny when I saw that. Cool pinkies, right? So I thought it was kind of funny. I would like to add that in too. Hey, look, I'm tying the knot here. Oh, wait, no. Never mind. Sorry. Okay, enough of that. I've been too naughty. Let me just put that away here. Actually, I gotta put something else away. Before now. The thing I was working on before everyone showed up. Let me just zip it back up and put it away before I forget. Next thing I'll know, I'll be like, why is there all this stuff hanging out? I'll bring you guys. Bring my device on. I just had to top it off a little bit here. And a random smile by Nick. Hey, no, actually, isn't that the blush? Yeah, that's the blush one. That's not a smiley face. That's the I'm blushing face. Because I can see it. Yeah, I know, right? I know. I can't. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know, man. Maybe. I think I have a problem being naughty. I have a problem being naughty. I just get tied up in it. I don't know why, man. Alright? Everyone else would be like, what? Right? This is like comparative survival and bushcrafting video would be like, did you just say that? While everyone else is just like stretching their hair, it's like, what the hell did CR mean by that? Oh, then while there's like this little crowd over on the side just laughing their butts off, right? LMAO, right? And just like, did you just say that? Context, right? Context of the conversation, right? And speak of being naughty, I gotta remember, I folded it as punctual to a certain degree. I still have to put it away. Yes, this one right here. Which I showed earlier in the stream. Yes, this one right here. Yeah, that one right there. I still have to put that away. Well, Nick, why am I not surprised? Why am I not surprised? Just saying. I mean, just being honest here, just being straight up with you, right? Okay. As I roll up this plant. Like I said, I had to use this. I know. I also gotta. Well, I had to let it dry, but now I'm putting it, kind of repacking it. I mean, this is not the greatest poncho. This I know. This was actually gifted to. This was graciously gifted to me by someone that used to work in the Navy. As a cook, by the way. If I remember right. They are definitely much older than I am. They're, I haven't been able to speak to them for a while, unfortunately, but, I do. I remember when they handed it to me. Was it this? Yeah, it is this one, yeah. Sorry, I keep picking up both these air ponchos I have from someone else, but yeah. This specific one, I specifically remember who gave this to me. I got this back in, actually, technically, I think it was 2020. Technically, during that time, right? Yeah, it was during that time, actually. I think it was during the summer of that year, right? I was just like, they, right? Because they had some other ones, and then they're like, "Hey, CR, yeah, you want a poncho, man?" I'm like, really, dude? I'm like, yeah, you sure? And they're like, yeah, man, yeah, I could spare this. I got some other ones, right? And stuff like that. Because they saw me, like, out and about and all this stuff, and they were nice enough to, just to help me out, right? Because they know I'm outside a lot or whatever, right? They're like, here you go, here's something to cover you with, right? With a CR in it, that too, right? And stuff like that. I was like, oh, wow, that's so nice of them, right? So now I gotta remember to put it away. Alright? The memories of it, alright? Maybe I haven't spoken to them for a while, but and such, right? But when I do use this, a part of them is with me, right? The memory is there, amongst some other things. I'm just gonna remember to put this away now. Pack it away. You're gonna hear some noise in the background because I'm trying to put it into something here. Just trying to figure out how. Because since it's a poncho, I gotta wrap it, tie it, put it in a bag or something like that. Not to like keep it safe, but more just so it doesn't expand out. Because right now, it's like, if I just left it in my bag or whatever, it would just be like expand out, right? Because it's under compression. Or because I'm folding it. Alright, so just looking to see if I got something. I think I got an idea here. Maybe not. Okay, take a look here. Just seeing what I have on hand here. No, can't use that. I guess I'll take a look. Wait for it to appear here. I'll probably look for someone to either tie it, right? To compress it, use a baggie or something like that. Just to kind of keep it compressed, right? So it's not just like I'm folding within the bag itself, right? Because I don't need a mess like that. Or getting it like caught on the zipper, right? That's actually the last thing I want is to get the poncho caught on the zipper, because that's not going to end well for it, right? That's another thing I've noticed more and more. It's like, especially with both baggies, like resealable baggies, for example, and zippers, trying not to get caught, certain little things caught on it. Like, I'm trying to, for example here, right? Let's see if I have it nearby. I'm not sure if I have it nearby without searching for it. Well, I know where it is, but it's more like, technically I can show this because technically I've shown one before, right? But yes, and hold on. Yeah, cool. This is right. Yes. My our space blanket, right? Yeah. Yeah, I think I need to refill this much nicer. Yeah. It's one of those ones that are kind of thicker, less noisy, less wrinkly, right? I've shown one before. Actually, I've shown one many times now. Many times in the past, right? But the original packaging that comes in, right, to quote unquote press and seal or resealable package, right? There's one little thing I've noticed when I was originally using it, is that because the press and seal part of it, right? Most people would store it in there, right?
I realized there's one thing I don't like is trying to fight putting specifically Mylar space blanket, right? Right? Thermal blanket, whatever you want to call it, right? And it's just made of Mylar and right? Obviously the thinner, more louder ones that are almost virtually impossible to put back in the original packaging, right? But even these ones, right, they're less noisy compared to like compared to, let's say, not showing much of branding, but compared to these ones, right? This is louder, right? But one thing is, let me just squeeze that in frame. If this was their one, right? One thing I noticed was that if you're pulling it out, right, you can actually, how can I describe this? It would actually call. I actually, when I pulled it out too fast, and I actually was getting abrasion on the Mylar just from pulling it out of the packaging, right? Because I was doing it too quick without. I should have been more careful, right? But I noticed it. Like, it didn't rip or anything like that, but it was an abrasion. Like, they're just indentation, I guess, for a lack of a better word, right? So I realized that, right? So this is why, after I've already opened it and used it, right? Yeah, Mylar space blankets are really difficult to repack, right? Because a machine does it, right? Generally speaking, you're not gonna be able to do it like a machine, industrial machine packs it, right? And like winds outside and stuff like that. Like, I've repacked my stuff like that, right? And will wind or inside or whatever, right? But I also realized that, yeah, it's really, really difficult. Like, I got this other one right here that was also gifted, right? Aluminized polyester reflects heat back to body, blah blah blah, and all this stuff, right? Done. Let's keep it in something else I have here. Speak of keeping it, I gotta put it back. Because clearly I need to put this back. Actually, I might actually try to repack this orange one here. I might try to, not like repack it, but I might try to squeeze it down. I think I just rolled it up real quick last time I was using it. Oh yeah, see. See this now? That's a thinner, less expensive, probably less durable, because it's not as fake, type of Mylar space blanket. You can hear it, right? Compare it to, alright, there is a difference in sound anyways. Alright, I mean, they still both make sounds, but their one's a little bit louder, a little bit more noisy, alright? A little bit more, so. Yeah, almost virtually impossible, right? Now without some sort of things to help you along doing it, and most likely you probably don't have it, and the time to doing it, right? Yeah, because a machine does it, and remember, it's done right off the assembly line, right? While it's still in its most mint fresh condition as possible, right? Once you get those wrinkles in there, it changes things around. Alright. You know? Like, see, the thing I said about the poncho, here's another one I have. This is also gifted, right? This is what I meant, alright? But this is more like a disposable tie. Okay. It's not as durable as the other one that I showed. Have I used this? No, I have not. Alright. Because this is more like a disposable version of one. It's thinner than some of these other ones I have. I mean, I wouldn't use it often. Could you reuse something like this? Yeah, if you're more careful, depending what you're doing, right? But I also realize even some of those other ones can rip too. Cause yeah, well, I mean, frankly, jacket can rip too, right? Clothing can rip too, right? So, I mean, there are some out there that are a little bit more durable, right? That I do know. So I double check on a few things here. What did I put in there? Oh yeah. I was like remembering what I put in there. It's just there's a little box I have that has like ponchos and Bioware space blankets, right? Remember what I said earlier about organization, right? Trying to keep similar things, light things together, right? As much as possible. That was one thing I was doing throughout this winter season. I was reorganizing some of the stuff and kind of not just sorting stuff, but like kind of grouping certain things together more likely. Similar things together, right? So when I'm looking for something, right? Whatever XYZ item it is, I'll be like, hey, I'm looking for this X item. Okay? Oh, wait, no, that's not it. That's the Y item. Oh, that's the Z item. Oh, hey, there is it. It's exactly right there, right? That way, I save time instead of trying to find something, right? Because I think that's one of the things, and I mentioned it before, right? It's just like, I mean, like, you know, I don't want to be like looking for something for 20 minutes that really it should have only took me like less than a minute, right? Just because I've either misplaced it, didn't organize it, or it's buried or deep within something, right? And I can't physically see it, and I have to move things out of the way to see it because it's, let's say, back of closet, bottom of a backpack, right? You know, the bottom of your cargo pants, the bottom of your pocket, the bottom of the shelf, the back of the shelf, right? This is why, what I said about organization, this is why earlier I was using boxes to reorganize a few things and get them done, right? That way it was a little bit more organized and I can access them. And not only access them, I can deploy them faster because I can access them. Not necessarily better, but faster, right? So accessibility. So that's one thing I've been, like, as I've been doing channel 2, that I've learned that, yeah, maybe I have a knack for that too, to a certain degree, right? Oh, really? Well, that's cool, Nick. Yeah. Yeah. You're probably like, you're like, dang, I wish I had a few more of those, right? A few more of those wouldn't have been so bad, right? Yeah, in hindsight. I know, you know what, I actually, you know what, I can almost totally agree with that, Nick. Some of these space blankets now, I was just like, I used to be, I wish I should have got like an extra few, right? Because now actually the price has gone up on it. At the same place that I purchased it, right? Like, like I kind of wish I kept the receipt so like I had reference material for it, right? I was just like, I even noticed it, right? I've noticed that. I was just like, dang, I wish that I didn't. All right, I should have took the extra, like whatever, let's say $7 or $8 at that time to go get an extra one, all right, or $6 or whatever at that time to go get one. I was just like. I'm just like, dang it. I should have got that other one instead, right? Hold on a sec. I gotta cough. Oop. I almost hit the wrong key. I almost hit the wrong key there. I was like, wait. I almost accidentally turned on the camera when I wasn't supposed to. I would have ran away. Different, but yeah. So. No, I get that, Nick. But you know what? I've used the space blanket in the summer before too. All right, I have tried that before, several times now. Several times, not necessarily on camera, but I have tried it out camping before too. Now remember, everyone. Oh no, actually, I have showed it on camera once. I'm pretty sure I did show it in the last camp out that I did. I actually did use a reusable space blanket in there. Not necessarily for warmth, but to reflect the solar energy, the solar thermal energy away. I've ran that test before too. That's why I always bring it now. Because ever since, like, I was trying it out in like plus 30 Celsius, 86 Fahrenheit. Well, I guess I could just talk Celsius. You're the only one here, but that isn't America. But like at 30 Celsius, right? And like I inverted it so it was reflecting the solar energy, the solar thermal energy, the sunshine, the heat away, right? And there was some wind going through underneath, and I was sitting on the ground, right? I basically used what we had to make a quick ridge line, right? A quick deployable ridge line. Set up the Mylar space blanket, inverted it so the shiny side is facing away from me, right? And I sat in the shady part, right? And there was some airflow, right? At that time, I think I had a thermometer. It was, there was such a huge, I shouldn't say a huge difference, but there was a noticeable difference. Like, in the shade that I was creating, because there was also some airflow, right? Some convection, all right? I could physically feel the grass, because I was on grass, cooler. And as soon as I put my hand outside that was exposed more into the sun, the daylight, I was like, yeah, there was, I'm like, warm, cool, right? That kind of thing, right? Like, I think at that time, it dropped like at least 5 degrees within there, all right? Just because there was less direct thermal energy hitting that spot, right? Because these Mylar space blankets say, oh, they can reflect up to 90% of heat. Well, that's actually radiant heat, right? Right? The radiant heat. Radiation, well, the heat radiation, right? The infrared heat that's escaping from us, right? Therefore, sunshine is light and radiant heat, infrared heat, right? So it can reflect that away from my body or the area that I'm under, right? And that's why I like to use them during the summer too. Like I kind of like, because I think this whole like misconception that a Mylar space is only used in the winter or in the cold. Not necessarily. Not necessarily. I've used it for a reason. Sorry. It's more than yeah. Yeah, exactly, right. Actually I remember this other time where I was like I don't have it on video, but we were the people I was camping out with, right? Because this was like I think it was like 3290 Fahrenheit outside, right? We just set up the sunshade, right? I used a different Mylar space blanket. I think actually the one I just showed, right? One of the more reusable ones, right? I set it up and I used it to reflect because it was, let's say, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, right? This is pretty much one of the warmest times during the day in the summer, right? South-facing sun, clear skies, right? So this is like relatively speaking hot, right? Relatively speaking, right? And I used it because we had a sunshade, like the mesh and all that stuff, right? I put the Mylar way on the outside to reflect away, right? I was kind of worried that, like, hopefully no one complains that it's so bright because I'm reflecting the sunshine away, right? I didn't want to, like, you know what I mean? But I was just like, well, no one complained. I was just like, all right. I mean, I could have had an excuse. I'll be like, oh, it's hot, right? I'm just reflecting sunshine away. Sorry, man, right? Or whatever, right? But there was a noticeable difference too, right? There was a noticeable difference compared to being on one side and on the shady side compared to on the self-facing sunny side, right? Obviously, it's reflecting away. But it was like really, really hot on the other side. And then the other side is just like you could actually feel some coolness, relatively speaking, right? Because instead of feeling like 90 Fahrenheit, 32 Celsius, it felt more like maybe 24, 70 Fahrenheit, 75 Fahrenheit, right? at least more of a difference, right? You know, maybe it's not that much, right? It's not like air conditioning or or AC or whatever, but it was natural, right? And especially since we had a little bit of airflow in there, it was just like it was nice. It was nice. Drink a little bit of water, right, or whatever. Right? If you had a cooling towel or one of those a fan or a hand fan or a USB fan or a motorized fan, it was just like it was nice. And I can't believe I'm talking about that when there's snow outside right now. Still, I can't believe I'm talking about that. Yeah, exactly right. Combined with that kind of stuff, right? Yeah, I mean, it does help, right? Obviously, evaporative cooling works better when humidity's not that high, but because it's less effective once the surrounding air is saturated, right? But because it's less effective because they hold more moisture, and hence your skin gets sticky and stuff like that. Hey, it's Vanessa Kitty. Hello, Miss Vanessa Kitty. How are you doing? Aw, I appreciate you dropping my Vanessa. I know. Me and Nick were just reflecting on some stories. We're just reflecting on some things. Like literally, like literally. See, now I feel like just randomly bringing out something, right? No. I have a little. Well, technically. Yeah. No. You know what? Maybe if I show this, maybe something will happen if I actually randomly show this. maybe I'll get some good luck by showing this. Yes, it's good to see you here. Well, I guess I'll go longer on the stream. But yeah. I do have a green one. No, I was just mentioning about space blankets. No, just saying, like, they're not just for winter or for cold environment or colder or a cooler environment, right? They can be used during the summer too. For the same reason that they can reflect radiant heat back to our bodies, right? As a radiant barrier. In that same way, it can be used to reflect solar thermal energy, heat from the sun, that infrared kind of heat, back away from us, right? I mean, don't they kind of, I mean, it's not bulletproof, obviously, but, don't they use that in, like, forest fires? It's their last-ditch effort, if I remember right? Like, I know that it's not bulletproof for that kind of stuff, but, something I keep in mind. I mean, like, if you think about it, look at people that study volcanoes, right? And stuff like that. They got that suit. And usually it's reflective, right? It's to reflect that radiant heat away. If I remember right? So, like, it's used on a commercial or industrial or type of scale. So I'm like, yeah. To me, that makes sense, right? I mean, like I said, like, look at some person that studies volcanoes or along the lines of that, right? They got that type of suit that they use, right? That's reflective, right? To reflect the radiant heat as much as possible, right? Is it, it's still gonna be hot. Like, don't get me wrong, it's not as hot. Yeah, do you? And Howie's still here with, Howie left a seed. Yeah, see, now Howie, every time you put that, I'm just gonna be like, yeah, see, Howie just left a seed on in the chat, see? I'm gonna call that as a seed now. That's a seed. When it comes to Howie, that'll be a seed. It's not that. That's not a period. That's not a, or whatever. That's not a dot. That's a seed. A seed. That's a seed. Yeah. I mean, there is gonna be an upper limit to that, right? There's just gonna be an upper limit. It's just, right? I mean, that's why they use that. Yeah. Yeah, I got a version of one. Well, I guess I'm gonna go a little bit longer, just a little bit longer. I mean, like, just because Vanessa and Nick is here, right? Right? And obviously, I could still see that Helly's still in the background. He's probably doing his thing. What'd you say, right? Yeah. Yeah. Yes. He's saying that yes, CR still sees you. I still see you there. Don't think I didn't see that. Of course I saw that, right? But no, there's just these other little things that I've been working on a little bit more, right? Like I said, like I actually I took the over the winter time, like over this 2026 winter season to reorganize some ponchos and some reflective material to reflect on it a little bit more, because I was reflecting. I was just like thinking to myself, man, I gotta stop like having this so disorganized and so scattered. Yeah, scattered, right? I was like, I gotta stop putting that scatter that sear and scatter. I'm like, I gotta bring it back into more functional system, right? That's why I took the time. I took the time all last month, like, to actually do it, right? Since I had some time, right? Not necessarily spring cleaning, but it's more like before winter ends cleaning. Right, that kind of thing. So I took the time to do it. I was just like finding containers and stuff like that, reorganizing it, resorting things and grouping things back together in a way that makes sense to me for the space I have, right? Let's say a closet or whatever, right? And using what I have, right? Because I was just like, instead of being like trying to find like this or sorry, I thought I heard something. I was just like, did I just hear something? No, it's something I touched or grazed by. But I was just like, instead of like, why do I have like this like Mylar space blanket way in the back? Alright, so I decided to reorganize it to bring it closer up front, so to speak, right? And not only that, I was just like, why do I have this disposable, less reusable space blanket over here, and like 3 feet away I have this reusable, more durable one over here, right? Why don't I just put them in the same spot or box, right? So that's where it started, and I'm like, all right. It's just like, you know, like if you think about it, right? If you think about it, people's wardrobe, right? I don't like having such scattered things, right? It's just like, you know, like, think about, who would want to have, like, hey, let's say you put socks away, because most of us wear socks, right, or a shirt, right, you know, instead of having, like, oh, here's socks over here in the corner, here's our socks in the opposite corner, here's some socks on the bed, here's some, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's one thing to have, like, socks in your go bag or whatever, but I mean, like, the normal socks that you tend to wear day to day, right? It's just like, so, like, if you think about it like that. Because even for me, I started to do that more often as I started to group things together. And I was just like, I brought the organization back. That is one thing I've noticed since I've started the channel more and more. Done things, I was just like, I started to apply that more, right? Because I was just like, you know, some sort of system to save substantial time every moment system, right? Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it can help. I mean, you have to remember that usually malware isn't breathables, right? You'll have to watch for condensation, moisture, right? You'll have to control moisture, right? But a lot of time you have to control moisture, right, too. You don't want it because it's cold outside, or you kind of do want it because it's hot out and you need that evaporation loss, right? You know? Because, like, in the winter, it's like you gotta deal with convection, the air, convection from the ground, right? And the radiation that's leaving your body, right? That's radiating out, and the water or moisture, right? Well, in the summer, it's kind of almost like the opposite. If it's hot, you want to be conducting that heat away from your body fast. You want that convection heat loss, like a breeze, a fan, right? The radiation part, right? You get out of the sun, you stay in the shade. Moisture, right? Well, you have a cooling towel, a mister, spray ball, and stuff like that. If you think about it, it's like literally the opposite thing. you know? You know? They say, oh, don't work on in winter. Well, work on in the summer, right? The wick moisture away from, well, not necessarily wick moisture away from you, but like to remove some of the excess heat from you, right? Why do people use a cooling towel then? Yeah, exactly, right? Apparently, Vanessa's like, I folded back to fit in a less tight case. Yeah. yeah. See, this is why I decided to use a bigger baggie and not actually have to deal with that, right? You know what I mean? So this is why I started to do it like that. Now, that way, if I get to pack fast, right? Because I'm in a rush, I don't have to fight with such small packaging, right? You know what I mean? It's just like a Mylar Space Blanket. Like a baggie or whatever. I just need it just to keep it organized so it doesn't, not necessarily to protect it, it's just to keep it together, right? I don't want just like because like if I just threw a Mylar Space Blanket in a bag, all right, like yeah, I could do that if I was rushing, all right, but it's gonna expand out because there's nothing holding it together. I mean, you know what I mean? Like compressed together, right? And sometimes I get it. Because I've had to fold up tarps too in the winter or in the rain. It's just like, you're just rushing it, right? It's just like, you're not folding it as nicely compared to if it was dry out and not windy out, right? I've had to do that before and brush that, right? And, when I get back home or get back friend's place, get back inside, and I'll bring it out, let air out, right? You know what I mean? So, like, I'll have this tarp laid out or whatever in the sun, just hanging on a clothesline or whatever, right? or something like that. This is like people are like, sir, why do you have a tarp laid out or a space blanket laid out? It's because it got wet. I used it the other day and it was still wet, and I didn't want to pack it wet, right? Because you don't want to pack that kind of stuff, a Mylar space blanket or a tarp, back in your bag, or stored, I should say, for long periods of time, right? Because, you're not getting the kind of, the smell, the musty smell or whatever. Right? It's one thing if you're packing, you're leaving your campsite, you just left your campsite, you're just packing back up, right? For a few hours until, you get back home, and then you let air back out, right? It's just like your backpack, right? You don't want to store moisture in there unnecessarily. Rolls are nice, yeah. Yeah. I like how you guys roll up. Yeah, I kind of figured, Vanessa. No, I've done that before too. Yeah. Like, because I've realized as I've been doing this a little bit more, right, that kind of organization, compression, how you store it, rolled up, flattened, whatever, right? Space, right? Because space is obviously a premium in a vehicle, and obviously it's a premium in a bag, right? In your pockets, right? You can only have so much in the backpack, so much in your pockets, right? Before, the seams start to break or gets too heavy, right? So, yeah. I mean, like, yeah. Take more bag than gear. Oh, okay, that's cool, Vanessa. Yeah, I mean, like... Yeah. Apparently, I'm dropping stuff. Oh, look at that! I like how I just dropped this container and it fell, like... right side up, and the container didn't open, and the things didn't fall out. I don't even know how that happened. I just fell off the chair like a foot or two. I just landed in the perfect spot. It's just like those people that kind of do that kind of water bottle thing where they throw it up in the air. If it lands up nicely, they're like, yeah, right. It almost was like that. It was almost like that. If only I had it on camera. No one's not believe me. Taking a look at some other things I have here. Real quick. Not really a compression bag, but... what to say? Poor person, poor man. Thrifty type of compression bag, what to say? Something I've been trying out in my last couple of... Not necessarily campouts, but more like I'm visiting a friend for a couple days. Staying at their place, that kind of thing, right? Not really necessarily camping out, right? You know what I mean? Where I'm not necessarily bringing a dry bag, but I do need to bring clothes with me because I'm staying for longer than a few days, right? You know what I mean? Or I'm basically having a shower at their place. You know? Let's just say today's Tuesday, right? I'm staying till the end of the weekend. Well, that's 5 days from now, right? So, like, I need at least one change of clothes in there. At least, right? Maybe have a shower before I leave. Have a shower on, like, Friday or something like that. For example, depending on what's going on and stuff like that, right? Oh, you like that, Vanessa? Oh, I appreciate that. Here, let me just, like, make it bigger. Yeah. I remember everyone, that's based on my original icon. I actually did it. I still have the, no, I don't have the working files, right? Because I finalized them, but I do have backup. I backed up these icons. Yeah, you like them? Yeah. I made them a long time ago, alright? What did I use? What's it called? Oh, yeah, Photopea. Yeah. It's an online site you can go to edit images and pictures, right? It's like on the lines of like Photoshop, right? It's cloned like that. Very similar, right? But yeah. It was made with that. Like a lot of the CR icons you see were made through that. More or less. Or based on that, right? So like the water one, yes. The fire one, yes. The ice one, yes. Right? I started to make these specific themed icons, right? This is why a lot of the videos, you'll notice what's the me in the video because it's based on usually the icon that I have for that video. Or stream or whatever, right? Like, let's see here. You know? Will that show on screen? Ugh, why isn't it showing on screen? Well, I have some other ones, right? Why it's not showing on screen? That other one, but yeah. Oh, really? Oh, that's cool, Vanessa. I heard that it's called like a skippy roll or something like that. Something along the lines of that. Speak along the lines of that. I gotta make sure I'm putting things back. or else I'll have like a bunch of stuff laying out and just like... People complain. Be like, KCR, why do you have the star belt right now? Or whatever, right? Among some other things, so. Sorry, crinkly sounds. I'm trying to talk over it because, yeah, and all that stuff, yeah. Oh, Inkscape? I think I have tried it before. I know, Oh, what's that? Not Escape, that better one. Damn it, what's it called again? Why am I forgetting that? I've used it. Damn it, I can't. It's not coming to mind. But yeah, it's not full editing type of stuff. Alright, yeah. Nice. As I make sure I put some stuff away so I don't be a hypocrite and be like, hey, where's all my stuff? where's all the gear or whatever, right? I'm trying to put stuff away while I'm doing this too. Which includes this poncho, by the way. Because I actually need to actually put it back. Because I actually put the poncho, I took the poncho out during the summer, and I left it out to dry somewhere else, like in an earth spot, and I forgot to put it back in the bag all winter. I was just like, and like I said, I technically needed it this month, technically, because I actually technically saw rain this month, and I technically had to help someone outside, and technically I needed it, and I knew what it was, where it was, so I was like, oh yeah, I didn't put it back in the peg. I went, oh yeah, because I left it in that one spot. Oh yeah, right? But, I mean, I found it within a couple minutes, or whatever, right? A minute or two, right? But anyway, yeah. I mean, after I used it, and when I came back inside, right, it was, like, wet, right? Obviously, but just hung it up, let it dry, and now I'm kind of putting it back away kind of deal, right? Actually, I need to find something to put it into. That's another reason why I'm organizing, cleaning up too, right? Yeah, I know Blender is the 3D one, yeah. Nice. Nice, Vanessa. See, I swear it's not irk me that I cannot remember that well, it's actually a program. I don't know what they have, a mobile app version, but... I swear it's not get to me that I cannot think of it. I know it's cross-platform. Yeah, I know it's cross-platform. Mac, Linux, and Windows. Why can I remember? I swear, as soon as I see the icon or turn on the device, I'll be like, that's what it was called. I can't believe I forgot what the name was. I just haven't used it for a while. But yeah. So I think I will go only till the bottom of an hour, unless otherwise. Yeah. Oh wow, Vanessa. Yeah. Yeah. So bottom of the hour, guys. So FYI. But yeah. Oh yeah. Here's something I need to actually not pack away, but kind of make sure I don't lose these wool sleeves I have. I've shown these before. Specifically these. Right? Not my color at times, but you know, it is. This is Lana wool, if I remember right. I actually kept the tag just for that reason, as reference material for it. Actually, I almost feel like I should actually sew the tag back onto this. It came from a sweater that was too small. I couldn't wear it, so I decided to convert it into something more useful. Right. While other people may donate it, cut it into scraps or whatever, I decided to repurpose it. Right? Into something useful. Right? And the thing is, something like this, I've used in the summer, I've used in the summer, and I've used in the winter, obviously, right? So, It's just like the Milo Space Blankets. I actually use them in the winter, not a lot at times, but I can. In the summer, not a lot, but I can too, right? So to me, it kind of covers that kind of 80-20 thing, right? You know, if that makes any sense. Because to me, it just like makes sense that I'm using this more often, right? Now, right now, I'm using it now during the winter, right? During the summer, if I'm in front of a campfire, maybe, maybe I'm making some char cloth, char punk wood, some char material. Yeah, of course. Yeah, it helps. Especially if I have the long tongs. That way, it doesn't matter what I'm wearing underneath. What I'm wearing underneath has a sleeve, right? Regardless if it's cotton, synthetic, or wool. Because I'll put a wool sleeve over top. That way, it doesn't get too hot and stray sparks per se, right? As they say. Oh, okay. Wow, I didn't. Wow, these things I do not know about people in the West. I am like remembering this. Among some other things. Yeah, technically I can screenshot that. Right? This is my life. Technically I could. It's a public domain thing, right? Well, clearly, if you two are doing that kind of stuff, I need to up my game on that too. At this rate. Let me just go get that kind of stuff. Screw the wool, no. No, just kidding. No. I'll still use this stuff. Alright? But yeah, there's some imperfections in this wool and whatever. There's no major holes, but there's a slight tear. It's still connected, but I'm not even gonna patch it up or mend it. Alright? I'm trying to keep this 100% cotton. 100% wool. Alright? So unless I find some wool to mend it with, I'm not. Because I don't want to mend it. I do not want to mend it with synthetic or cotton. Because I don't want to have that issue where I come closer to, let's say, campfire or whatever, and it's like, oh yeah, the thread isn't wool. Right? I don't need it melting or randomly getting charred like that. Right? You know what I mean? And besides, that way I can guarantee it. Yeah, it's all good, Vanessa. It's all good. It's all good. It's all good. And it's not. You are awesome enough that you don't need to send me anything. You guys are awesome enough. You don't need to send me anything. Actually, lately I've actually been turning down things from people. A word of lie there. Fishing stuff. Hand warmers. Yeah. It's not that I wouldn't appreciate it or whatever, right? But I realized that I'm trying to remember that, try, anyways. Remember that just materialistic, not just about gear, right? I don't want the channel just to be about that. I'm not saying it's not important, right? Obviously, water, food, right? Some tools or whatever, but, And I know shipping's expensive from the U.S. to here, from the U.S. or from other places to Canada or international. That I know. Because the last time I won a giveaway, the shipping was more expensive than all the content. And that was a backpack full of stuff. So this is why I started to do it like this more and more. Right? I mean, if I ask or I jump in a giveaway, then probably for a specific reason. But generally speaking, I don't. No. I don't do that kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Like, I know channels out there doing giveaways. I'm like, yeah, I'm not here for a giveaway. I have other means of acquiring gear, right? You know what I mean? And besides, it keeps me more resourceful, right? You know what I mean? Being able to source out material, resources within this area, right? That I live in, right? Here in Canada, right? Whatever it is. Like, look at all those potential resources that I've shown in the free resource hole videos that I've done, right? Like, I can make a full survival kit from, like, just that alone. generally speaking, right? I've shown what I call the Urban Garbage Survival Kit. I did that as a challenge too, right? Like a long time ago, back 2016, I think, 2017, right? You know, stuff like that. I know I have had channels out there, you know, uh, chime in on that, right? You know, I think I even got Morgan to chime in on that too, in some other channels, right? I appreciate that, right? You know, and by the way, I'm making a new version of that. I am, by the way. I don't know when I'm gonna release it, or the contents or whatever, right? If you message me, maybe we could talk about it or whatever, right? But in terms of video, yeah, wow, you know, because it'll be another survival kit type of challenge, different from any other one, right? Everyone knows about the dollar store survival kit challenge. This is the Home Depot, the Walmart, the dollar store, the $50, the $100. Well, I'll bring some else in there, right? Something even more difficult to do, but anyone can do it, right? Something to test the resourcefulness of people, and including myself. I'm still working on the title. Vanessa Kitty. Maybe not necessarily survival kit challenge or survival challenge. It'll be more like a kit challenge. Because obviously I'm not using the items yet. So that's something I've been working on for a while. Like, no word of why. I've been working on that for a while. Like, I've been working on it for a while. Like, literally, because if I go into the room, I can actually see it. The version I've been working on, right? Like, literally, I'm not going to show it because I don't want to spoil it, but there is stuff. Resources, gear, whatever you want to call it. Supplies, right? Oh, wait. I was touching the wrong. Yeah, no, it's actually this one. I gotta remember which bag it was. But, like, something I was originally trying to put it out for last September. And we'll see if I can record enough of it or whatever to record for this September. We'll see. Because I was thinking of chiming... Because originally I was trying to chime it in for National Preparedness Month. I'll try to see if I can chime it in for this year. Because actually last September, I actually had air content in there, right? Like the first one where I showed using a water filter, right? Stuff like that, right? I decided to show that first, right? That kind of thing. Where I'm actually using it, not just, I have this water filter or gear and not using it. Showed it kind of in one take, right? Actually realistically using it, right? With rainwater. I tried to do it exactly in one take only. No edits, or very minimal. So that's why. That's why it never appeared. Because I had other content I wanted to show first. And that September was already getting filled up with some of the preparedness type of things and gardening, right? End of the season type of things. So I just and I still didn't record the content yet. And yeah. And I still have to come up with a script for this. Alright. I've slowly come up with something, an intro and stuff like that. But like, this is why I can refer to it. But some of these other things, I'm like, I need to finalize the wording on it, the vocabulary I use for it, among some other things, right? It won't be spur of a moment. I want it kind of more professionally done. Not in terms of, like, strong edits or whatever, but the language, but the words I'm using, right? And the reasoning for it. Because I think, for me, it's actually the reason for it. Because the content may change. Actually, I'm expecting to see different content. For anyone that does a VR video response for it, right? But I'm more interested to see not just the content, but how was it acquired. That's more important, right? You know? Well, that's cool, Vanessa. Oh yeah, your tripod stool. Yeah, I remember some of the images that you've shown. Vanessa? Yeah. As I try to remember what time it is. Yeah, about 10 minutes here. And not only that, I've already been like live for 2.5 hours. I was supposed to go at the top of this hour. I mean, 20 minutes ago or whatever. But then again, you know, someone showed up in the nick of time, and I had a little kitty drop in, so that changed everything. Oh, and Howie. Although I think he slipped out now. Yeah. Yeah. So what was I was thinking of something, and I just lost train of thought here as I put some stuff away like usual again. Actually, maybe I can use this baggie. Maybe I can use this baggie. I'm trying to find something to put my poncho into. It's not that I thought my poncho, that poncho I showed earlier, the more reusable one, it won't fit inside of a sandwich bag. So I'm trying to just find something just to store, not necessarily store it, just to keep it together, right? Just so, like, you know, if I spilled something on it or whatever, right? Trying to keep it together. I'm gonna find something though. Alright. And besides, if I have a container, right, let's just say I gotta store it or whatever, or randomly put it in my bag very quickly while it's still wet, unfortunately, or not totally dry, it can stay in a baggie or likewise, and just keep it in there until I can get it opened again and air it out, right? That way there's not a bunch of water sitting in my bag or whatever, right? You know? Because I've had that issue happen once. I was actually trying out a backpack. I brought it with me. Right? Like it was sitting on it was raining outside. It was sitting in my friend's vehicle on the outside, right? Like a truck bed or whatever, right? I actually did put the backpack into, like, well, technically it was a recycling bag, but just to keep the bag from getting wet, right? Because it's pouring out, we're traveling, and my bag's not get wet because I'm just not in, quote unquote, the cab with us, right? Well, did it protect it from the rain? Yes. However, one of the things I learned was the water bottle I had in there, that had water, it leaked out. Pretty much all of it leaked out, right? But, thank goodness, I was smart enough to remember and to do beforehand while setting it up, right? Was to have a redundant source of water protection against water. So my contents were so dry because, I did some proactive things like put the flashlight in a baggie to keep it dry, right? So, like, pretty much, like, the stuff I had there didn't get wet. It's just that the bag got wet because the bag isn't really protected on the inside, if that makes any sense. It was protected from the rain, but not from the water bottle I had on the inside, right? So, like, literally, I'm at my friend's place and just, like, I was like, why is the inside of my bag wet? I thought I covered it, right? Right? You know what I mean? Did I spring a leak in the bag or whatever? Then I'm looking at my water bottle. I'm like, damn it. I can't believe that happened, right? All right? Like, thank goodness that was just, like, quote unquote, a training exercise, right? I was just testing it out, just bringing it along, right? I didn't realize it would actually happen, right? Like, since then, I've changed out to another bottle, reusable bottle or whatever, right? But I was just like literally, like, my friend seen the contents already. I've changed some of the content since then, but I was just like literally, I had to, like, in their living room, my bag was just like, I had to bring everything out. I had to unpack everything, bring all the contents out of the bag, just so the bag would dry out. Because and the thing is, it was cloudy, kind of like today, right? Obviously during the summer, right? No sunshine for a while, right? For a day or two, or at least that night and the next day, right? So I couldn't just leave it in the sun and let it dry. I had to let the water evaporate out of the bag because my bag itself was wet. The contents were dry because I protected them, like the flashlight, whatever, whereas in a baggie or something like that, or whatever little thing mattered that got wet, right? The batteries were in the baggie, right? I'll see the chat in a sec. That's why I was just like, so I had my bag contents laid out and my bag like not inside out, but air. I was trying to air it out overnight, right? And like literally the next day, I'm like, okay, my bag's dry, right? Because I let some air in it, right, and stuff like that, right? I'd say about 12 or so hours, right? Because it wasn't that much water, and but I actually repacked my bag. I actually tied myself. I'm like, from a state that obviously the contents were all out, set up, right? But I was like, I repacked it in like 10 minutes. In an orderly state, because I remember the order that I packed, right? And stuff like that. Firmus? Yeah. See, that's one thing I'm keeping in mind, Vanessa. Yeah. Yeah. That's another thing. I gotta see. That's why about the bag that I had. I'll go an extra couple minutes, but yeah, that's why I wanted to make sure because that's the last thing I need, right? Because you would notice that, and there could be some physical issues in time, right? Yeah. Let's see. All right, Vanessa. Maybe I'll give a little bit more time. There is absolutely, I know for sure I will not go past this 3 hour mark. Maybe I'll go past this bottom of the hour mark, but I'm not going past the 3 hour mark. That'll be like the last three times I've done a stream. Then I'm just gonna go a couple hours, turns into like 3, because everyone showed up later. Although I'm still waiting for a call anyway, so unless that call shows up sooner. Hopefully Vanessa doesn't take over long. Yeah, that's why I keep that story in mind. Like I said, my friends saw that, so I do have kind of proof of it because they seen it. I explained it to them. They knew. I explained the whole story. They saw it, right? So yeah. You know what I mean? So I need to slide outside and check on something while I'm at it too. While I'm at this too. I know one thing's for sure. I'm not gonna go past that 3 hour mark because not only I gotta do something, haven't charged my phone for a little bit. It's at 37, and I don't feel like using a battery bank right now. Even though I could just. That also means I have to carry it and the charging cable. Like even if it was induction, I would still have to carry both. But yeah. What the hell did that? How'd that happen? This piece of paper I had on the counter was sticky, and it kind of stuck to the surface of my table here. Like no word of why, like. See, that's what I mean. It's stuck to it, and I have to probably, I don't know, try to get it off in one way or another. It's sticky, sticking onto it. Let me try it. It's something like vinegar or a hand sanitizer. Although I'm low on acetic acid right now. I'm actually quite low. Actually, I used some the other day. Like literally, like no word of why. Like no word of why. That's not much acetic acid left in this by volume. Alright. Woo, yeah. You know what it smells like? Salt and vinegar chips. I think I'll have to get some more eventually soon too. I'll see if I can wipe that with water. It should come off with water because there wasn't any glue, but then again, I didn't think it would stuck to it. Unless I had some moisture underneath or something like that. Because it did actually pull parts of the paper that I had on top, sitting on top, away. Aw, I appreciate that, Nick. That's exactly why I gave you a wrench shield. Well, now it's called a shield, but whatever, right? Moderation. Yeah. I made you more my moderator. I appreciate it. Because you got my 6. Nick's got my 6. He's always on time. He's always on the nick of time. I don't know how this guy does it. He's always in the nick of time. Right? He sees me on the night. Like, Nick, I don't know how you do it because it's just like, I do a morning stream here. I do an after stream here. I do an evening stream here. I do a late night stream here. I'm like, does dude ever sleep, man? You're probably thinking, does Sierra ever sleep? Yes, I do. I sleep when I'm not drinking coffee. Oh, that's cool. That's cool, Vanessa. That's cool. But yeah. I don't know. 15 more minutes, yeah. Yeah, I'll go to that 3-hour mark. Which will probably be around 10 too. I have to check on something. Actually, I need to bring something outside anyways. I was planning to go past this bottom hour mark. I was gonna do this stuff anyways. But, well, looks like you guys are gonna have to join me. Because I have to bring something outside. And yes, it is not that warm out. It's definitely not that warm out. Like I said, it's definitely not that warm out. Yeah, that ain't CGI. That ain't potato flake fake snow. It's the real deal. It's the real deal. Spanner, yeah, spanner. Oh, damn it, I forgot that word. You know what? I only learned that word from you know, so many of these words and things I've started to know because of my international audience. Yeah. Did I ever use Fahrenheit before? No, yeah, but somehow I know how it converts it now. Have I ever used the word spanner? No, not really. I've heard it, but now I'm using it. You know? Have I ever used the word... Now I use the word torch interchangeably with, like, flashlight now. Have I... You know, like, all that stuff. Or spanner, wrench, right? Whatever CR, crescent wrench you want to do, right? So... I gotta remember where my battery's at. Yeah, it's at 31 here. It's getting warm inside. Like, I just came out. And besides, I had to throw something out here. Anyways, so that's actually why I'm outside. Anyways, like I said, I had to throw something out anyways. That's why I had to come outside anyways for us. I was gonna do it later, I mean, after the stream, but then again, I decided to go longer, so... You know what I mean? Hold on a sec. I gotta throw it away. I would bring you guys along, but it's gonna be loud. That's why. Hold on a sec. Okay, I'm back. I just had to walk over there, like I said. gonna be loud. Yeah. Like I said, it's not that warm out. Oh, I know it's not warm out whatsoever. It's definitely below freezing, below 32 Fahrenheit. I think it's like, I don't know, it feels like -6 Celsius, 20 Fahrenheit at least. And I'm supposed to, supposedly, see like 0 Fahrenheit, -17 Celsius for one night this week. Again, still. I mean, it is March, so anything can happen here in March. After equinox time. Like, literally, this is like the transitional time for me. I appreciate it, Howie. So that's why. Boom! You still alive. Yep. Yeah. So, yeah, I'll go for about 10 more minutes. I know, 10 more minutes. I gotta take care of a few things. And actually, I gotta charge up my device anyways. Man. Guess I'm trying to get more used to chilliness again for a little bit. However, the long-range forecast does show some improvement. Some less cold conditions. I might even say warmer, because it might be above freezing. That'd be nice again. You know? I just go ahead right now, we're going for the freeze part of the cycle, but not so much of the fall cycle. And not so much of the fall to refreeze cycle. Take care, Howie. Vanessa, I told you guys earlier, I'm getting the 404 error. Spring hasn't loaded here in Canada yet. maybe for Halloween, but not for me. He's seen something. Not for me though. It is definitely not melting today. That's for sure. It's definitely not melting today. Hold on a sec, I got to walk back inside here. Yeah. Like even I'm holding my device, but like even my hand was starting to get a little chilly. I mean, it's not that cold, but it's not like it's sunny and not cold out or warm. So yeah. Oh, really, Vanessa? Oh, really? I see. Put my phone back in. Oh, yeah. Especially since my low battery indicator is coming up on my screen. Yeah, it's charging. It is charging, so that's what matters. Like, even my jacket on the outside feels kind of cool or cold, just touching it. Yeah. Oh, imagine that. It's like, hey, Vanessa, that's how you let loose, right? Let loose. Not foot loose, but let loose. Yes, foot loose ain't a thing anymore. I'm just kidding. Actually, one of the things that I need to do is making a cup of Joe and a cup of coffee here, because I get some more things ready here. I was kind of glad I decided to do this stream after all now. Not only because I get to kind of chat with you folks for a little bit and share some things, right? But also take care of a few things while I was doing things. You know, while I was talking here, chatting it up with you folks, right? What's the time? Yeah, about, I don't know, a couple more minutes, 8 minutes, I don't know. We'll see if I should be able to make it to that 3 hour mark. Why not? Why not? Unless for something changes. Like I said, I'm supposed to be expecting a call to, like, if I cut it short, well, you'll definitely know. Well, you'll definitely know, because you'll hear ringing in your ears. For real. Because I'll hear it too. I'll be like, oh, it's that time. Alright, so it's not quite yet, but. Ooh. It's very, very intriguing. No, Vanessa. It's very, very intriguing. Yeah. See, how was the? I should break out for lunch soon here. Now that I think about it, and maybe I'll have a coffee and get some things done too while I'm at it. Make some coffee or something along the lines of that. Actually, hold on a sec. All right. Wow, 51 inches? Dang. All right. 12 inches per foot. All right. 2.5 centimeters per inch. So, yeah. That's about what? 1 inch, so 51 divided by 12 is about just over 4 feet. Oh, wow. That's like chest or waist height for a lot of people. Insulation around? Oh, cool. Yeah. Nice. Oh, what's that called? Clob? Yeah, clob, right? Clay and like hay, right? You mean something like along the lines of that? I was just watching a video yesterday about it for a little bit. Yeah. So thermal mass, right? Yeah. For using rock, stone, or clay, or water, right? Yeah, that's cool. That's cool, Vanessa. Actually, that reminds me, everyone. Oh, it's Firebird. Oh, okay. Like I said, because technically... Oh, let me push that to the side. And, Vanessa's just a stone throw away. Yes. Yes, I have used this, but... And yes, it has seen it. I kind of like this one. It's been very, very nice. Just heating up something anyways. I'm going to use this real soon here. Nice. That's one thing I've actually been slowly getting into. Or at least discovering, I should say, right? Let's see. About 50... Yeah, thermal mass, yeah. Using like, earth-like materials. Right? Like clay, rock, stone, water. Yeah. Like, even this little stone, like, I've heated this up, and I mean, it depends how much heat I put into it, but I mean, like, I can keep it warm enough, like, for at least 45 minutes. Alright, give or take. Like, I'm actually heating up some water right now. Actually, you know what? Because my hand's kind of cool. It's outside. Just gonna put it back right by my stove. Like, literally on the outside. Let it warm up a bit here. And use it. Oh, I see. Next Monday? Don't you mean this Monday, Vanessa? Unless you actually mean, like, in April. Because technically today's Tuesday. So next Monday is actually, like... Well, you said next. You didn't say this. You didn't say this Monday. You meant next Monday. Which is on the 6th, right? Of April, yeah. Now I'm just heating up some water. Shouldn't take that long. Just heating up some water for some coffee here. Alright. Just making some pour over type of coffee here, real quick. And I'm gonna put my stone right on top and let that warm up. Like, literally. Yeah, like, literally. Oh, okay. I see, Vanessa. I see. There's something I want to try out. I want to see if I can warm. See, this thermal mask stuff. I gotta remember to be very careful because technically it's quote unquote hot, right? So, because a lot of the videos that talk about it, whatever, right? Regardless if it's people making it or yeah, I mean one of the things was like you definitely don't want to get burned by it, right? Because also it's hot. It's just like anything, a stove, a fire, a campfire, even using a solar oven can get hot, right? Cast iron, any of that stuff, right? Because you don't want to scald yourself like water, right? And stuff like that. Even for hot water heater or hot water bottle, right? Stuff like that. You don't want to get scalded. You don't want to get burnt, right? Is it useful? Yes. You have to be careful though, right? This is why I like these wool sleeves that I have, because I can actually just slide it in there, right? Because I've actually gotten these stones so hot, right? Where I'm like, oh yeah, I'll just use this. No, because it was synthetic, it started to like burn it. Because I got it way too hot. Like normally I don't get that hot, but I was just like, I learned that don't use that, especially if it's that hot, right? You know what I mean? Alright, I'm just pulling some of this out right now because it's still hot. But yeah, I'm making sure. Cause when I was trying this out, I'm just like, yeah, I gotta make sure that I don't burn myself. Yeah, that was kind of dicey. When I was trying to experiment with it, I'm like, oh, if I could decide no, you know what I mean? And it wasn't even that. I mean, it was hot, but it wasn't that hot. But it wasn't like glowing hot. It wasn't glowing hot. Obviously, if it was glowing hot, I would know better, right? It was just like in between, like maybe like in that high, like because I don't have a laser thermometer or whatever, and I didn't measure the temperature, but it was probably like in that, let's say 180 Fahrenheit range. Not that 120 Fahrenheit range, right? There's a difference. The internal temperature, right? The overall temperature, right? Because it's just like, because usually I'll tap the stone. I'll be like, just to see how warm it is. If it's or quote unquote burning me just by tapping, it's definitely don't be too hot. I would have to be careful, right? Maybe use mitts, gloves, tongs, whatever, right, to lift it off. I just have a piece of foil nearby. I heard about using that too, so I've been trying that out. And the reason why you saw that other one with a little bit of foil is because just so I didn't want to get the stone but sooty. because if I'm holding it back in my hands or whatever, right, I don't want the soot transferring into my hands or onto the clothing I'm wearing, right? If that makes any sense. Oh yeah, exactly. I didn't have it that hot, but it was probably within like, it was probably still below the boiling point, 100 Celsius, but it was probably in that high, like 75, 80 Celsius range at least, because like, it was a little bit too warm. It kind of melted the synthetic thing that I used, which, yeah, for anyone that didn't see another video stream where I kind of showed something, well, yeah. Well, I think it is that time now for me. Yes, it is. All right, everyone, I gotta go here, and it's already past 3 hour mark, so I appreciate everyone dropping by. So go do something awesome out there, because this world is changing for us, so we're gonna adapt too. Your skill and knowledge get better with practice, and try to help someone the best that you can, everyone. I'll catch you all next time. Take care. I appreciate everyone drop by. Bye, Vanessa. Later, Nick. Take care.